Imagine if VTubers were Pokemon gym leaders, and their designs, personalities, and lore influenced the Pokemon that they used against you. Hi, I'm Gother, and today I have 8 VTubers I'll be using as examples to answer that very question. But before we dive in, I want to talk about a few key details I think are very important to know. If you're not super interested in that, feel free to skip ahead to the timestamp in the video or jump to a specific VTuber, since I'll make sure they're also listed in the video. But what do we need to know before we begin? First, you should know I love adding restrictions when building Pokemon teams. For this video, we're building teams as if they were in Pokemon Sword and Shield, which means that every gym leader must have a Pokemon capable of Gigantamaxing. These teams are not to be built competitively strong like in 1v1s, but they're just my interpretation about what the best Pokemon would be for these VTubers. Also, I do want to make it very clear that these teams are not meant to be balanced. I am building them to reflect each VTuber as accurately as I think I can within the rules, so get ready to look at the first gym and be shocked at how unfair it might seem. For battles, expect them to be one-on-one matches. I won't be going too deep into Gigantamax moves because if I did, that could be really complex, and if you want to see more of competitive ideas, I'd recommend the last video I made talking about what if VTubers had VGC teams. Anyways, that's all the information that you really need to know. I'll also be having terms on the screen, just in case if I use any words that are mostly used within the Pokemon community. Either way, let's take a look at our first gym leader. Meet GLASSESJOURNAL, your new comfort VTuber. We have her as our grass-type gym leader because it matches so well with the more flowery aesthetic. I imagine this gym is similar to a community garden. In it, you'll see a lot of Pokemon such as Mareep, and, well, the Mareep line, since it seems to be one of their favorite Pokemon. Either way, after helping everyone out, you'll be able to face this gym leader. This team is limited to 2 Pokemon, Dewaki and Applin. Why, you ask? Well, Applin matches the aesthetic of not only plants, but also the food banner on their Twitch page. I imagine Dewaki using drums to play calming music during streams and keeping the vibe very relaxing. But how will they work in battle? Applin's moveset is Draco Meteor, Grassy Glide, Recycle, and Rollout, with a Citrus Berry as the held item. Its ability Ripen doubles the effect of berries, so we'll be able to heal twice the amount than we normally would. And once it's used, we can use Recycle to regain the item and become a fun game of healing or stalling out the opponent. Draco Meteor is a high damaging dragon move that we'll be able to use to try and take down at least one Pokemon very quickly, and if not, Rollout will handle the fire and flying types, while Grassy Glide will deal extra damage with priority under grassy terrain. But how will we set that up? Well, that's where Dewaki comes into play. Its ability Grassy Surge causes the field to heal lightly each turn and allows us to have Grassy Glide as a priority move. It's a good combo, right? For its moveset, we have Grassy Glide, Fake Out, Wood Hammer, and Knockoff. This entire set is designed to sweep the challenger's team with powerful attacks and fast pressure. Even if you manage to land a hit, Dewaki's holding the Eviolite, which boosts its defense and makes it very bulky. But this is just the first gym, and once it's defeated, you'll earn the Sprout Badge. Yet, I wonder how you'll do in the second gym. Meet Kaimeriss, our cheeky chimera from a distant star, and our fairy-type gym leader. Her gym is a pastel arena filled with floating platforms and glittering lights. You complete a puzzle involving shiny lures, maybe fishing for a shiny Pokemon, or guessing which shiny Pokemon is real. But since our gym leader here is a shiny hunter, we'll make an exception and all the Pokemon here are shiny. Starting with Togepi. This brittle egg has the ability of Super Luck, which increases its chances of landing a critical hit. We are combining that with the item Scope Lens, which also increases our odds of a critical hit chance. Our moveset has Nasty Plot, Tri-Attack, Soft Boiled, and Flamethrower. So while we're not defensively strong, we have a strong chance to do early damage, especially if we land a Nasty Plot to increase our special attack. Regardless, the little guy won't last long, so Hatterene will move on afterward. We've given it the Eviolite item to increase our defenses. Our moveset is Expanding Force, Draining Kiss, Nuzzle, and Mystical Fire. It can become a very strong Pokemon given the right chance, and while it doesn't fit perfectly into the VTuber style, the Fairy Pokemon section is lacking in this gen. But, to me at least, it gives off short girl energy, and that's my justification. Our ace Pokemon is Sylveon. It's extremely strong since it has the ability Pixelate, which turns all the normal moves into fairy-type moves. That means our moveset becomes a bit stronger, especially the fact that we'll mainly be using Hyper Voice, Moonblast, Yawn, and Calm Mind. We also give Sylveon the Throat Spray, so when we do use Hyper Voice, we'll get a special attacking boost. After that, we can focus on using Moonblast for the best damage, but Yon and Calm Mind are there when it's needed. After defeating this gym, you'll earn the Charm Badge and move on to the third. Meet Yewfie, the Retro Seal VTuber who also specializes in Water-type Pokemon. Entering this gym feels like stepping into an old Kanto gym. You're met with either an extremely simple or frustrating puzzle, similar to the ones in Vermilion City or Pewter City. Now, let's check out this gym's Pokemon, starting with Lantern, a Generation 2 Pokemon with the ability Volt Absorb to counter any electrical threats. Its moveset is straightforward: Volt Switch, Ice Beam, Thunder Wave, and Skull. The game plan is to paralyze and pivot out with Volt Switch or try to land a burn with Scold. It'll allow us to safely switch in Dracovish, a fossil Pokemon. Dracovish holds an Assault Vest to increase its bulk. With its ability Strong Jaw, biting moves do 50% more damage, so we give it Psychic Fangs, Draco Meteor, Crunch, and Ice Fang. Draco Meteor is used as a one-time powerful strike, while the rest of the moves are there just to be strong and reliable. But when it comes down to the ace Pokemon, Walrein is here to secure the win. Okay, I wanted to use Dugong, but it's not available in Pokemon Sword and Shield, so I had to settle with the closest thing. Unfortunately, that makes it the weakest ace among all the gym leaders. So to make the most of it, we give Walrein supporting moves like Yawn, Surf, Encore, and Super Fang. Either way, once it's defeated, you'll get the pixelated Flipper Badge and move on to the fourth gym. Meet Trickywii, the chaotic harpy dragon VTuber. This gym is almost like a cathedral. It's dark and very gothic. And since she's done covers of various Pokemon songs, the puzzle should be music-based. One idea is having to play the notes correctly on a large organ, but no matter what, you'll still be facing a flying-type gym leader. You might be wondering why not a dragon-type gym leader because it's in the name. Well, that's because both harpies and dragons have wings, so a flying type matches both sides of that instead of just one for the VTuber. We use flying Pokemon that match a sort of dark theme. For example, Noivern, which is so intimidating it can even scare a Pokemon like Hydreigon. It is fast and holds the Throat Spray to boost its special attack. We activate it by using Hyper Voice, and after that, the rest of the moveset is simple: Shadow Ball, Draco Meteor, and Taunt. We either deal big damage or stop you from setting something up later on. Next is Drifloon with the Unburden ability, which doubles its speed when its held item is used. By giving it the Citrus Berry, we can easily solve that answer and heal during the battle. That means Drifloon can become a very dangerous Pokemon once the item is gone, especially when we give it Acrobatics to become much stronger, and if we need to, Calm Mind will be there to increase both our attack and special defense. Calm Mind increases both our special attack and special defense, while Thunder Wave slows down the enemies and Shadow Ball is there to be the main damaging move. Now comes Salamence, which leads with the ability Intimidate to lower the opponent's physical attack. This is by far the strongest Pokemon on the team, and I mean very strong. To push it even further, we hold the Life Orb to increase our attack power and sacrifice for a little bit of health. While our moveset is Draco Meteor, Aerial Ace, and Earthquake, you can knock down basically almost anything that you send. And our last move, Tailwind, will allow us to set up the rest of the team to be a little bit faster. I love Salamence and really wish it could have been the star of the team, but that title belongs to the final Pokemon, Corviknight. Corviknight has a special Gigantamax form, and is known for being a very difficult Pokemon to defeat due to its Steel and Flying typing. Its ability, Mirror Armor, reflects any stat drops, so you can't just weaken it that easily. And if you use physical moves against it, you lose health from the item it's holding, like the Rocky Helmet. Its moveset is going to be Brave Bird, Light Screen, Iron Head, and Roost, so we can either go full offense or try and survive for as long as we can. And if that fails, then congratulations, you've earned the Harpy Badge, and moved on to the next. Meet Kenji, a VTuber I truly could not describe accurately for you. When you enter this gym, the puzzle you have to solve is simple. I'd like to think it's a combo-based trial, something where you have to input your time same to the beat, like a rhythm game such as DDR, or even a fighting game combo trial. Anyways, for the first Pokemon, you'll face Honlunsha. It has the Unburden ability, so we give it the Citrus Berry once more, and once the item is gone, not only will it be fast, but we'll be able to use Acrobatics to do double the damage. The rest of its moveset is simple: Brave Bird, Close Combat, and Tailwind. I don't imagine this Pokemon will last long, but we can either do a lot of damage or set up for the next Pokemon to be faster. just like Surfetched. It holds the leak item to increase its critical hit chance by 2 stages, and it has the ability Scrappy to hit ghost Pokemon, so you won't be able to do any funny business by trying to dodge it. Its moveset includes Close Combat, Dual Beat, Knockoff, and Sword Stance. Once again, a simple idea of either increasing our damage or just going straight at it. Once that fails, Grapple Lock will handle the fight. It holds the Muscle Band to increase its physical moves, while its ability Technician boosts the powers of moves under 60 base power, allowing it to be a little dirty. We'll get the most of it by using a moveset like Power Up Punch, Circle Throw, Close Combat, and Sucker Punch. Yet, even when this fails, we bring a Pokemon that is so clearly Kenji that it's almost like they have the same design. It's Lucario. I wanted Infernape, but it's not available in Sword and Shield, so this is the best we can get. Lucario holds the Life Orb for extra damage, and like the rest of the team, focuses entirely on offense. Its moveset is Bullet Punch, Close Combat, Extreme Speed, and Meteor Mash. Pretty self-explanatory of moves just trying to hit you either as hard as they can or be a priority. Either way, once you defeat all of these Pokemon, you'll get the Punching Badge and move over to the 6th gym. Meet Red Lariat, daughter of the Greek myth Minotaur. This gym is a no-brainer. It's going to be entirely based off the Greek labyrinth where the Minotaur was housed. And once you reach the end, you'll face a Ground-type gym. And once you reach the end, you'll face the Ground-type gym leader. This battle starts off with Flygon. It hits hard and uses moves like Draco Meteor and Earth Power for damage. Its main job is to use Tailwind to increase its own speed or the rest of the team's. But if not that, we can use Dragon's Dance to give our moves a bit more of a kick. Whether we switch out or stay in, the next Pokemon will be Zygarde 10%. It's a mythical Pokemon, and I feel that it matches the vibe of not only this video, but of the VTuber, so I threw it in for fun. We use a Choice Band item, which locks us into the first move that we use, but in return, it gives us a physical attack boost. Every move shown on the screen is meant to hit hard. Also, fun fact, its ability Power Construct transforms it into Zygarde's complete form once it falls below half HP. That doesn't really do much besides really look cool in the battle because it has the same attack stat as its 10% form, but that's neither here or there. The next Pokemon is going to be the Team Sweeper, Garchomp. It holds the Life Orb to boost the power of moves like Draco Meteor, Dragon Claw, and Earthquake. If possible, we'll try and set up a Sword Stance to make our physical attacks even stronger, but honestly, Garchomp is really straightforward. But the ace of our team is going to be Mudstale. It's based on a draft horse, and my very first thought when thinking of it was the Trojan horse. But also, horses have a lot of strong roots when it comes to Greek mythology, just like a Minotaur. So I felt it makes sense since there really isn't any Minotaur-based Pokemon. Its ability Stamina increases the more we get hit, especially because its ability Stamina increases our defenses the more we get hit. We can also use the move Iron Defense to increase our bulk even further. The rest of our moveset will be around that idea, like using Toxic to stall and poison our opponents, Earthquake for damage, and Body Press for damage, but especially since it uses our defense stat instead of our attacking stat, which means that the more we get hit, the stronger we become. Yet, if somehow you manage to beat this team, you'll earn the Red Rock badge and move on to the 7th gym. Meet Snuffy, the raccoon VTuber. I imagine this gym is something similar to Burbank City's gym. You'd see graffiti, hear music, and search trash bins for the key to face this poison-type gym leader. The starting Pokemon is going to be Garbodor, because trash Pokemon? Trash Panda? Eh? Obvious jokes aside, we give it the Assault Vest to increase its special defense, while our moveset is Body Slam, Drain Punch, Stomping Tantrum, and Gunk Shot. The main idea really is just to do as much damage as possible. That way, we can allow Salazzle to enter the field with very little trouble. When it enters the field, it'll be holding the Citrus Berry so that it can be able to heal mid-fight. We'll use Fake Out our first turn no matter what, just to be a little bit annoying, but afterwards, we can set up with Dragon Dance, and if we don't, we have Flamethrower and Sludge Bomb as our attacking moves. It's a very basic Pokemon, but what isn't basic is Gigantamax. And while I said I wouldn't touch it too much, the next Pokemon is Toxicity, especially because not only does it have a cool punk aesthetic, but it has a special Gigantamax form. Its normal ability is Punk Rock, which increases sound-based moves by 30%. So our moveset will be Boom Burst, Encore, Nuzzle, and Volt Switch. Only one move is sound-based, but it's really all we need when you lock into a bad move. While only one move is sound-based, we have Encore to lock you into a bad move, or Nuzzle to paralyze you, and even Volt Switch if we need to switch out freely. If you think about using a ground-type Pokemon against it, just because it's 4 times weak to it, well, we have the Air Balloon as our item, so good luck. Nonetheless, our ace Pokemon is going to be Nidoking. Admittedly, it doesn't fit being the final Pokemon outside of it being a mouse, you know, being a kind of trash animal too. Either way, its moveset is Earthquake, Poison Jab, Sucker Punch, but most importantly, Toxic Spikes. When we use this move specifically, any Pokemon that touches it gets poisoned. So realistically, it really shouldn't be the last Pokemon, and I imagine that the gym leader would use it periodically throughout the fight just to try and land those moves. But either way, once it's defeated, you'll get the Trash Badge. Meet Fire, our burger-loving fire cat who is also our fire-type gym leader. This gym is all about being on stage, and you have to match the sound to the item shown on the big screen. Once completed, you'll face the gym leader. This battle starts off with Ninetales. Foxes aren't really related to cats, but they're fluffy like one. I thought a Pokemon starting with the ability Drought would be really good since it weakens water-type moves and increases fire moves. For Ninetales' own moveset, we have Calm Mind, Solar Beam, Weather Ball, and Shadow Ball. Solar Beam skips the build-up time in the sun, and Weather Ball not only goes from 50 to 100 base power, but also turns into a fire move, so it becomes even stronger. It's also the strongest special attacking move that's consistent in Ninetales' moveset. Calm Mind is just there if we want to make ourselves stronger, and Shadow Ball is just there for flexibility. When that doesn't work, Cinderace holding the Life Orb will definitely handle it. It has the ability Libero, which changes the Pokemon's type to that of its previous attack. So, if we use a diverse moveset with Super Fang, Pyro Ball, Sucker Punch, and Electro Ball, we have a lot of flexibility to change our typing, similar to Terrassalization. It also has a very unique Gigantamax form, so Pyro Ball can turn into G-Max Fireball if we really want to be a little flexible. Next is Talonflame. It's extremely fast, but with its ability Gale Wings, we can give priority to our flying type moves when we're at full health. So that means we can use a turn 1 Tailwind or Brave Bird. I imagine it really will only last for 1 turn, so we'll take advantage while we have it. Either way, our last moves will be Fire Blitz and Will-O-Wisp, just in case if we want to lower any physical attacking moves or do big damage. And since we're using attacks that have a lot of big self-inflicting damage, we'll use the Citrus Berry to heal mid-fight. Now, fire Pokemon are debatably the best damaging Pokemon in the game, so everything before is focused on damage and animals. I've been mostly trying to fit the theme of this VTuber by doing that. However, I've been mostly trying to match the theme of this VTuber. However, it is Incineroar that matches this theme all the best. A fiery cat with the ability Intimidate to lower a Pokemon's physical attack stat. We pair it with the Assault Vest, and you have a strong kitty. Its moveset is Fake Out, U-Turn, Knock Off, and Flare Blitz. It's honestly closer to a standard set in VGC, but I still feel it'll work well when it comes to a gym battle. However, when even the strong fall, you'll win the Blazing Paw Badge. But that's all I have for today. I thank you so much for sticking through this video, and I had a lot of fun of coming up with VTuber gym concepts. All that's left is to set up for the Elite Four, but I wonder who they could be. You'll have to find out in the next video, so make sure you hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to be updated whenever I post another video. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.